folks, how's it going today? Happy Sunday. Hope you're all doing great. I ask you a question today. Do you have balance in your life? Maintaining a balanced life can be a consistent and unpleasant struggle. It takes a personal commitment and a daily routine to keep it balanced. So today I'm highlighting balancing my personal life. That's a little dangerous too. But it's just my life, it's my stuff, it's my ministry, it's my work, my business, my songwriting, my church duties. That's a lot of stuff. Most of my my's, and I want to underline my's, are all big deals to me. It's like having my own personal mountain for each one of them. I have to climb these personal mountains metaphorically. Every time I try to get rid of stuff, I get brain lock, and you can probably see why. I did total brain lock. I suppose no one out there has ever gotten brain lock. But I'm a big time keeper of stuff that I'll need someday. I inherited that, and I blame that on my ancestors. My grandparents and parents came from the Dust Bowl and the Great Depression. All of them would say, you have to keep all this stuff. We may need it someday. And that rubbed off on me. Moving on, have you experienced the need for more balance in your life? If your life is out of balance, does it seem that that's impossible to reach balance? Do you question if balance is even possible, or good, maybe bad, or does it matter? Okay, so let's do some browsing right now. All this stuff is from some of the things that I just don't really know what to do with sometimes. Right here, you can kind of see what's going on there, but there's all kinds of stuff in just this basket that's just crazy. All kinds of cool things that would look good on somebody's picture or something. I don't know. There's plumbing, there's electric, dishwasher goes. And then the main thing today that I'd like to show off kind of is the phones. Back at the phones, they're a bit difficult to recycle. Sure, you could trade them in sometimes and you could sell them maybe for $5 to $25, but most places won't take them until they're 5. Some will take the 4G, but they want 5G phones. And one of the things I've discovered with the phones is that they're very important to addicts. I was one of them. That's how I was able to obtain my drugs, and that's how I got in touch with my dealer. And almost all addicts have phones. For me, my phone was a lifeline for my addiction. And one thing about being an addict, your balanced life really didn't exist. You either have the drug or you don't. And that's pretty bad if you think about that part. Or basically you could care less, or maybe it was balanced when you were on the drug and out of balance when you were dry off the drug or coming down. Most of my happiest moments, and these are sad here, in my whole life was when I was able to scrape up enough money to go buy some drugs. It was one of those days in my drug life when my phone worked and the dealer answered the phone. Sometimes they didn't. And when they had the drug, sometimes they didn't even have that. I was on my way in my car that had gas, which is unbelievable, and stopping to get a 12-pack prior to getting there, and then going to get the drug. That was my happiness. Does any of this ring a bell for some of you today? Believe me, that the happiness I just talked about was actually dreadful and brokenness and going into a deep black hole. That's what a drug addiction does to you. It messes you up. It messes up your mind. Other types of addiction does that as well. This all changed for me the day I stood in that field, and God gave me another chance to balance my life with His grace. And a phone call set up by Him. And next week I'm going to talk about that. The phone call is the basis for next week's video. And in that field, that day, it changed my old life in an instant, and I was reborn into a miracle, just a miracle life with no addiction. And if you're listening to this and you have any kind of addiction, and if you are unbalanced and standing on a cliff's edge, just standing there on that cliff, Ask for God's grace to come to your heart, His grace to come into your heart through Jesus. And God will give you wisdom and strength and courage that you will need to end your addiction. And you will have balance in your life and real happiness. Once again, what do you have to lose doing that? You don't have anything to lose. That's it, folks. See you next week. If you have questions about recycling your heart, come to the Greeley Vineyard Church or Google the Vineyard USA website and find a church near you. Contact them and there will be someone there to help you.